A weekend accident leaves 3 dead. The city of Cullman is talking money, and is your child at risk for a dangerous infection? All this and more on The Update.
From the Times News Center in downtown Cullman, Alabama, this is The Update. With Karen Williamson, Brittany Woodby, and Noah Chandler in news, Brandon Shields and Justin Graves in sports, and Carolyn Arrington in lifestyles. This edition of The Update is brought to you by Cullman Regional Medical Center. Close to home is good medicine.
Today is October 22nd. I'm Brittany Woodby. 3 people are dead after a tragic crash Friday evening. The accident happened on County Road 1246 in West Point. 18-year-old Sherry Clark of Hartselle and 50-year-old Steve Faulkner of Vinemont were pronounced dead at the scene. 30-year-old Matthew Moore and 44-year-old Cynthia Bright, both of Vinemont, were taken to Huntsville Hospital. Moore died this morning, but Bright is in stable condition. State troopers said none of the people involved were wearing seatbelts. 2 people were injured in a wreck on County Road 222 this morning. The accident happened near Big Bridge and Crane Hill. 24-year-old Josie Johnson of Bremen was airlifted to Huntsville Hospital. Her 10-month-old son, who was in a car seat, was taken by ambulance to Cullman Regional Medical Center. 71-year-old Shirley Haynes of Crane Hill was the driver of the other vehicle and was also taken to Cullman Regional Medical Center. Both drivers were wearing seatbelts. The Cullman City Council is expected to pass the city's 2008 budget tonight at its regular meeting. The proposed budget includes a 2.5% cost of living salary increase for city employees. Also on tonight's meeting agenda, the National Knights of the Ku Klux Klan has asked the city for a permit to hold a meeting November 10th in front of City Hall. The council will vote tonight whether or not to issue the group a permit to assemble. The KKK held a rally in Athens last month to protest immigration. Local schools have been taking precautions against staph infections after a Virginia high school student died last week from possibly contracting the illness at school. However, the mother of a Fairview high school student said she thinks staph is still threatening Fairview students. Michelle Roden said her oldest son, who attends high school in Fairview, was infected with staph on August 27th. Principal Stanley Burden said some football players were infected with the virus and the school cleaned the locker and weight rooms with bleach to protect students against further infections. Now, Roden's 2 younger sons have been diagnosed with staph infections, and she believes it's because the virus has infested the school. While no evidence has been provided to suggest Roden's sons were infected with staph at school, County School Superintendent Hank Allen said he would take any steps necessary to stop the illness, including shutting down the school so it can be professionally disinfected. While most staph infections occur among people in hospitals or with weak immune systems, staph or MRSA infections can be contracted elsewhere. The infection can first appear on the skin as pimples or boils and can be spread by skin-to-skin contact. Prevention includes good hand washing and cleaning of household surfaces. If you suspect you or someone in your household has a staph infection, contact your physician as soon as possible. While staph may not be a major health concern, getting the flu is. The Cullman County Health Department will hold a flu shot clinic tomorrow and November 1st in the St. Bernard School Gym from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The cost is $5 per shot, and Medicare patients can receive the shot for free with their Medicare cards. Local residents took a step back in time last week at the Pinehart Living History Farm. Here's Times reporter David Lazenby with more.
Local residents took a step back in time last week at the Pinehart Living History Farm. Old-time farming methods were on display for Pinehart Farm Days, giving visitors a glimpse of what life was like in Cullman County a century ago. There were wagon rides, blacksmithing, and woodworking demonstrations, antique tractors on display, and traditional foods that gave the event an authentic flavor. It also gave local students a chance for some hands-on lessons.
We get to see how life was long ago and actually how hard it was and how easy they have it. Well, my class is going to read a story called Stone Fox, and it's about a little boy who plows a field for his grandfather, and he'll plow it with an oxen. So I think we'll be able to make a world-to-text connection there.
Animals like goats, peacocks, horses, and cattle were on display, showing youngsters that horsepower used to have a totally different meaning. This is David Lazenby reporting for CullmanTimes.com.
Hundreds of people came out to the annual Alabama Gourd Festival in Cullman this weekend. The festival at the Civic Center celebrated the dried decorative fruits. Vendors had thousands of gourds on display, some of which were carved and painted. Visitors could also take classes in gourd decorating. Vendors said prices of gourds have remained steady, but buyers can expect to pay more next year. Recent droughts have destroyed much of this year's gourd crop, leading to a short supply once the surviving gourds have time to dry. Speaking of dry, it looks like the area's dry spell is coming to an end. We'll have more on weather coming up after a short break.
Sports injuries happen. When they do, Sports First is ready. With rehab from trainers who are athletes themselves and who lead you every step of the way. Trainers who know the importance of recovering from a sports injury quickly and correctly.
Sports First. We'll get you back in the game.
Temperatures around the county have finally taken a fall-like dip, but moisture is settling over the Cullman area too. The National Weather Service predicts a heavy rain tonight with a 100% chance of showers. The rain is expected to continue tomorrow with an 80% chance of showers during the day. The rain should taper off toward the end of the week, but the Weather Service says there's a slight chance of rain Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Temperatures are expected to hover in the high 60s all week with lows in the lower 50s. That's it for this week's update. Be sure to check CullmanTimes.com throughout the week for the latest in local news and sports. For the update, I'm Brittany Woodby.